What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new StarCraft 2 video. This one is between two players that was played at the IEM in Katowice and was the grand final of that tournament. Spawning here in the top left-hand corner of Port Alexander LE, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He currently tied up the series and wants to keep this momentum rolling in his favor. His name is soO. And his opponent, spawning in the cross position, playing with the red Protoss pieces. The series is currently tied, and he wants to turn this series around and get momentum back in his favor. His name is Stats. Guys and girls, this series, as I said, that was played at the IEM in Katowice, is an absolutely incredible series between two players that are very similar as far as their skill set is concerned. Two of the best players in the world of StarCraft 2 and their specific races, and wow, it has just been an incredible series so far. I mean, when you're talking these players that are, I mean, the ZvP matchup is of course one that is one of many mind games, but it's just really come down to strength in numbers, and that's what it really comes down to, guys, in StarCraft 2, is the strength in numbers when it comes to, of course, your army composition is concerned, the drone count, the probe count, just having the strength in numbers to really overwhelm your opponent over time. And it really started with Stats. He was playing so well in the beginning stages, then soO just somehow, some way has just been working his way back into the series, tying it up, and I am extremely excited. This is why StarCraft 2 is the, just one of the best esport on the planet to watch, and it's just it's just unbelievable. I mean, we're talking the real-time strategy game of our time that we are watching right here, and two of the best in the world playing it at such a high level. So let's look at what both of our players are deciding to do here in this game number 5. It looks like soO's going to go for the hatch gas pool opener. Of course, he's going to open up with another third hatchery, getting the metabolic boost upgrade, which is Zergling speed upgrade, and followed up by some queens and trying to get fully droned up here and fully saturated. On the opposite side, we're going to see the gateway into the natural nexus, and then of course into the cybernetics core for Stats. And then on top of that, he's going to switch up his build order a little bit from something he has not done in the past couple of games, and that is the Stargate. So I'm excited to see what Stats decide to do in this game. Is he going to go for the Phoenix play? Should be very interesting to say the least. Looks like he's going to start with Oracles, though, out of that. He's also got Adepts that are going to be coming out of the Gateway. So the narrative, though, guys, in this series is most certainly around soO, simply because this is a guy who has gone to numerous grand finals in tournaments and has just not been able to finish as far as winning the tournament. He just has not been able to do it. He's never won a grand finals, and so there's just so not only pressure, but it's also just that want and will to win, essentially, that needs to come out of soO. Whereas Stats, of course, he's won, he's been there, done that sort of scenario, but at the same time, he wants to continue his StarCraft 2 legacy and continue winning. And, I mean, this is, like I said, one of the best, if not the best Protoss player on the planet. So, the narrative's around soO, but Stats, the question is now that soO's come back, how can Stats close it out? How can he, kind of turn the momentum around? And I think what it's going to come down to is switching up your build order a little bit, and one of those things is most certainly, I think, the Stargate might be a start there. Now, the robotics facility as well as the Twilight Council's coming in. We're also seeing a couple of gateways as well, and it looks like these couple of Oracles are going to be making their way across the map as the lair is going to be coming in for soO. So it does look like soO must have already scouted this. He's got, or he might be just guessing that there is definitely something or another that is going to be possibly coming. Now, it does look like those Oracles are going to be able to do a little bit of some damage, though, They are going to start being beautiful micro there. Going to be able to start chipping away at some of those drones, but in the grand scheme of things, nothing too crazy as of yet. We are going to see, of course, the mass recall is going to come in there. Lair's going to be, of course, going to be finishing up here shortly, as well as that Roach Warren. So it looks like soO is planning on, he wants to get a little bit aggressive. He's got a handful of Zerglings that make their way over towards that third Nexus location that was going down, forced to cancel there. So beautiful play on Stats' part. Wants to see the timing of it. It does go down, but these Zerglings are trying to be a little bit of a nuisance, as the Spire is going to be coming in for soO. I like that decision a lot. We're going to see, of course, the Forge is going to be coming in as well for Stats, as well as, we're going to start seeing the follow-up, which is going to be none other than more and more of those Immortals. As well as the Archons. Archons are being constructed at this point. Looks like we're going to see the Archon drops coming in once again. They were very effective in the first couple of games. And so, since then, they've been good at just kind of the creep spread, right? And here we go. They are going to try to get one of the snipes. Oh, and beautiful transfuse there as the Roaches come in. And soO is kind of, he's really playing on all cylinders. He's kind of like kicking it on just all his gears. He's just playing a very well, these past couple of games at least, playing extremely well. Very, very well, to say the least. Now, we are going to see some of these Oracles are going to try to get one of those queens. Oh, if they do get one queen for their troubles, these Zerglings are going to have to keep an eye on that. But there's just so much stuff that's going to be happening all over the map. This is why I love this matchup so much. There's so much happening. Glad Reconstitution finishes up for soO. And so, soO's kind of going for a little bit of some similar builds. Now, out of the Spire, I'm very interested to see what he decides to do with the Spire. Hydra Den, which was being constructed, is now being constructed once again. I wonder if he must have canceled it. So this is what I'm talking about. He must have canceled the Hydralisk Den to go with the Spire. So he kind of he's trying to play some mind games, and I love that. And that's what you got to do when you're playing against one of the best pros players on the planet. We're going to see the Bailey Nest coming in, following up, as well as the Evolution Chamber. We're also going to see a couple of Photon Cannons coming in now for Stats. Is going to be following this up with more and more gateways. Charges being researched. We're also going to see the +1 upgrades are going to be finishing up here. Ground weapons, level 1, finishing up in less than 10 seconds. We're also going to be seeing Charge is going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds as well for Stats. So, both these players giving each other the respect that they definitely, rightfully deserve. These guys got respect for one another. I mean, that's for sure. As far as their game is concerned, it's just, there's no question. I mean, they played each other probably, hundreds of times. And, these are just some of the best players, best StarCraft 2, gamers in all of StarCraft, just really going at it. And they want to give each other that respect, but they also want to, obviously they want to win. And it looks like Stats is going to start moving out with this army that he's got. It's a pretty scary army, and there's not a whole heck of a lot, at least as of yet, for soO. Now, some really nicely timed Biles and Baneling hits could spell disaster for Stats as we pass that 8.5-minute mark. Groove Spines finishes up, and I really think that this Ling, or I should say Roach Hydra, as well as Ravager composition, is one that I like this composition that soO's got right now. I think it's gonna be, the Hydras are gonna be really good at sniping some of these units, but at the same time, those, of course, the Immortals make it very, very tricky. And so it looks like at this point there's going to be a handful of Zealots that are going to try to do a little bit some damage, but there are a lot of Banelings coming in now for soO. 34 Banelings. Oh my god. So the Immortals are very good against Banelings, but you take into consideration, you got Banelings, you got Hydras, Ling, so you get the Ling, Bane, Hydra, Roach, and Ravager composition. Very interesting. Now here we go. It does look like some of these units we caught a little bit out of position, but there's a lot of High Templar coming. Muscular Argument's going to be finishing up, and it looks like the Surround is going to come in. Oh my god! He's going to go right after all of those High Templar, and the High Templar are going to try to move out of the way. Beautiful storms there. And it does look like, just like that, Stats was able to get a little bit of an advantage, but man, that could have been so scary. If those like a second longer, all of those High Templar were about to go down at the hand of those Banelings. Those Banelings would have had made short work of those High Templar. It does look like they do get the kill on one base, and now they're going to start moving on to the next one, which of course is the third base location. Question is there going to be an overextension here? Oh my god, the Banelings are starting to take do a lot of damage. They're really softening up those Archons as well as those Immortals, but here we go. Question is, those drones are being pulled off the line, and it does look like there might just barely be enough Zerg here to hold on. Those Hydras are really creating a lot of problems for Stats at this point, as his supply is absolutely plummeting. If they get that War Prism, that could spell disaster. And all of those units, except for one Archon and an Immortal, escape with their lives just barely. And it does look like soO is now taking a lead there with a little bit of an overextension by Stats, and more Banelings are going to be coming in. Oh my god, the amount of those Banelings, actually, what they're really doing is, with the amount of Banelings that soO's got, it's softening up how, really taking away a lot of the shield and even some of the health away from some of those really strong units like the Archons and Immortals, and then those Hydras with the groove spines. Woo! Man, talk about some damage output. Now we are going to see, of course, those stasis wards are going to be put down just to try and soften up this army of soO. But it does look like soO is planning an assault here. He wants to try to finish this thing off right here, right now. And there you go. The Baneling hits once again, softening up a lot of those units, as in the Archons as well as those Immortals. A lot of damage output is coming in. Stats' supply is plummeting. Could soO go up 3-2? Could he get that reverse sweep at this point? GG is called, and soO goes up for the first time in this series 3-2. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between soO and Stats, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for news, stay positive, and as always, I'll see you guys all in game number 6.